Sarasota Tim misses the message from God that he received. He had an opportunity to do good and show his true Christianity, but instead he decided to flaunt his ability to elude the destruction. So Tim was his brand new haircut. He proudly presents himself that, yes, he is at Walmart. Now, I've been pretty busy with the things I've been doing, so I haven't really had a whole lot of time to watch Tim, nor the desire. But there are quite a few folks that, thanks to them, I am all caught up, such as Darling Atomic Sage, of course, Grifters Anonymous, and some other folks, Doc, and so on. But, yeah, so I did go check out a few little things, and yeah, it's kind of, I don't, is it sad, or I don't know. Let's just talk about it a little bit. So as we are all well aware, God has bestowed many, many blessings upon Sarasota Tim. Now, one would think that with all these blessings and all this free things and the greatness and all the goodness that Tim has in his life, that he would want to share and truly do what he says he does, do what he claims he does, and pay it forward. I don't know, maybe Tim thinks that he is the only one that deserves the blessings, and some of these other folks that got caught up in all this madness and destruction and flooding and everything else, maybe they weren't as worthy as Tim. Maybe they don't deserve God's attention and his ample blessings. Now, it is my belief that Sarasota Tim was spared, and he was able to drive off and go away somewhere safe so he could return and help the community that he has returned to several times, even when he left and talked not so kindly about Florida and said he would never go back. Once he returned to that same area. Yes, he keeps returning to that area that he calls home. So one would think, in my opinion, that the blessing of him being spared and escaping scot-free without loss or injury, for him to return to his community, I think he was sent there for a purpose. Would you agree? But does Tim return to his community and look and see everything that has been going down, and the weather destruction and the power outages and the loss of homes and even lives? Does Tim see all that and go, God has blessed me. I should pay this forward. I should go help. I should do something, even something small, like donating some clothes or something like that. Do you think Tim would do that? The big Christian, Mr. Crush It for Christ, and tells everybody how to live? Do you think he would do something like that? No. Instead, Tim adorns his brand new haircut, stands in front of Walmart, and tells everybody, hey, I got to go in and get some stuff. And yeah, you know that big gas guzzling truck that I complained about? That's why I had to go buy a new car. So I could drive something that got better fuel mileage. Well, I'm going to show you that I got this big gas guzzler all cleaned up, filled up, and hey, I can leave whenever I want. What about you folks? Guess you're not so blessed, are you?
Got the crusher there all dolled up and washed and cleaned. She's fueled and ready for the next bug out. So let's turn the camera.
Yeah, so yeah, I don't know. I think that's just a little bit of rubbing in everybody's faces that you're stuck here. I can take my house and I can bug on out. Next time it comes rolling through, you're going to lose your house again. Not me, because I am the great Sarasota Tim, and I am blessed. Tim, of course, then does what Tim does best. He goes into Walmart, walks around and pokes and touches and everything, and points out the obvious and tells everyone, talks to them like they're 3-year-olds. And then he goes ahead and he flaunts and boasts that I got these shirts, tons of them in all different colors. I got a whole wad of them, and even new shoes. That's right. I got all kinds of stuff. Yeah, because, hey, I came back. The sun is out. Everything's fine. I'm dry. My shit's okay. I'm going to go out and treat myself. and buy me some new duds, because that's one thing a minimalist that lives in an RV needs is even more clothes, because, hey, I got to have my duds. I have to keep up my appearance. Now, our fearless nomad and Christian warrior,
Timmer!
He is adamant that he does not beg for coffee donations or subs or anything. He doesn't beg for anything. Wow, he is clearly begging.
And generally what it is people make small donations, and I turn right around and I buy others, not just coffees, but breakfasts and different things like that when I go out to the store. Now, I was accused early on of never really doing that, and so I started videoing them because I didn't want the community to think that I wasn't paying it forward. And I do use the money sometimes when I was getting very generous donations some time back to put gas in my vehicle when I traveled.
So there you go. Tim, he pays it forward with breakfasts and stuff. Well, we all know, we saw it many times, that even when Tim decided he was going to start filming it because everyone was calling him out, that his pay it forward does have a dollar limit. And here's where I think Tim missed on God's blessings and God's message to Tim. You're safe, Tim. And when you go back to your community, you have all this donated money. You have all this side hustle money. You have enough money that you can pay for a $40,000 car that you really don't need, and you can still fill up your gas guzzler and still drive that and tow your 2024 best layout on the Planet Flagstaff with no problem. And you can go out and buy yourself a whole big wad of new shirts and even some new shoes. Instead of doing that, Tim, I think God's message was, when you go back to your community that you run to constantly and that has given to you for many, many, many years, you should have taken that money and you should have bought someone else some clothes. If you were going to buy some shirts and a big stack of shirts, you should have took that stack of shirts and went to a shelter or someplace where these people that just lost everything could probably use a few shirts. But no, Tim, who already has a gross of shirts, and he even has multiple $100 golf shirts, he doesn't really need any more shirts, especially being the minimalist that he is. So why wouldn't he take that little message from God and go ahead and buy some stuff from Walmart and give it to these folks who just lost everything in his community that has been giving him so much for so many years? Now, our little Christian, more righteous than me, man, Tim, now he says that he has donated to Goodwill, and who is he? He's not FEMA. He can't do nothing. It's beyond his control. He's just happy that he's back because he got the all clear. The sun's out. Everything's dry. He really doesn't give a shit. Life goes on. Now, we all know that, we've seen the racks of clothes in his backseat of his truck with everything has the tag still on. Even his little sunglasses had the tag still on. So when you leave tags on clothes and wear them for months and have them hanging, those tags aren't left on so you can donate them to Goodwill. Those tags are there for one reason and one reason only, and that is when you are done using them and you want to go buy new, you return them and you purchase other things. You don't pay shit forward. You don't donate anything. And yes, you say that you are this and that, and we just make things up and we disparage you and we want to portray you as something you are not. No, we are portraying you exactly as what you are. You are the one portraying yourself as something you are not. You are not a kind, generous man. We've seen it many, many times, and you put it on film yourself and post it for the world to see. And finally, once again, our righteous do-gooder does something that is a big no-no. He is telling everyone to go mass report channels. And all he's doing is he's getting people in trouble, and not the channels that he's mass reporting Yeah, he's going to get other people in trouble because that is a big no-no. You can't do that. I know YouTube is your job, and that's how you make your living there, Timbo, but you don't know how things work. You are clueless. And if you are taking advice from Pittsburgh Chris, that's another very, very, very unintelligent move because he's not versed in the way that YouTube works either. You guys think that, oh, well, you are stealing this and you are doing that and I'm going to report you. Well, see, the thing is a lot of people don't like to appeal because you have to give your full name, your address, and everything else. And people will use that and they will dox you. Well, see, all you have to do is you go through your legal advice and your counsel, and then you put the law firm's name and address. So if you want to dox someone, you're going to be doxing a law firm, and you're really going to be in trouble then. However, I went up against Nomadic Fanatic, and yes, it is his job, his sole job, and he learned the hard way that good old BlindViews isn't as stupid as everyone thinks he is. So, if Sarasota Tim and Chris Google Maps, who I refer to as Pittsburgh Chris, thinks they know that I can't use a clip from Sarasota Tim and that my channel's going to get strikes and get taken down because I use a clip, well, I just used several and I'm going to continue to use them because I know what I'm allowed to do and what I'm not. So, Tim, I really advise you to take advice from people who know and stop telling people to mass report for no reason at all.
And so I just want to let you know, if you read these comments, don't let it discourage you from supporting the channel. You get your information from me. Don't listen to them. If you want to do anything for me to them, you can hit the 3 dots on the right-hand side of those YouTube channels, and you can hit report. And then another option will come up about what selection you want to make. Generally, it's harassment and bullying. And you can just click on that and report them. And if enough people do it, they're going to go away. But I just wanted to make a video, like I said, if you...
So there you go. Our Mr. Do-Gooder Christian Tim telling people to mass report channels. And I'm here to tell you that is a big, fat no here on YouTube. And I have the proof. I didn't change anything. I didn't go through frame by frame and take your words out of context, Timbo. It's you, your face, your voice. You said it. You did it. And guess what? You're getting reported.
What we do here is go back.